there are other macronutrients we need. There are other micronutrients we need that you may not be able to get if you're really just focusing on plant-based protein. That's what I really like about animal-based protein or incorporating even a small amount into your diet is it gives you room for other food sources, because I think variety in your diet is more exciting. You're going to meet your other dietary requirements much more easily rather than just if you're just focusing on plant-based proteins. So as far as how can you do it, that's a great question. I think it's going to have to come down to some creativity and some more planning than perhaps supplementation if you really struggle to get the amount of protein that you need. I think that if you are willing and it's part of your lifestyle to incorporate animal-based protein, that will help you meet your protein needs much more easily.
Would you say that so there's the 30 grams of dietary protein with an even distribution.
Yeah.
If you were to go more plant-based, would you say that's maybe a 45-gram dose 3 times a day? Does it depend on the source?
I don't know that you necessarily need to go higher. Well, maybe you do to your leucine needs, but I don't think it's so I'll give you an example. We were wrapping up a study and we're writing up a paper where we looked at complete protein sources versus some incomplete sources and protein sources, and then combining a couple of incomplete protein sources together. And we did this, and looking at muscle protein synthesis, we did this in some older women. And one of the biggest issues we ran into was satiety. So our participants just couldn't finish. We started out with 30 grams and we actually had to knock it back a little bit because our participants, we were taking it to an extreme because we were only looking at one plant-based, we were looking at wheat-based protein for one of the breakfast meals. And it's not very exciting to eat just wheat protein. That was 9.
So what is that?
It was 9. It was 9. No, it was
that?
9 slices of whole wheat bread.
Which that sounds disgusting, and
no one really enjoyed that meal.
Unless you're wanting to commit carbicide, go right ahead.
Sure.
And that's where the majority of Americans, according to NHANES data, that's where the majority of Americans are actually getting a lot, or that's the main source of. Is that true? Plant-based protein from wheat?
I don't know. I think it is.
Yeah.
I'm not off the, because we eat a lot of bread. We love bread, but I don't love 9 slices of bread.
9 slices. And so they couldn't finish that. So if you were
we had to knock it back, yeah.
The goal was to make an equivalent if it was just coming from wheat, and
yes.
they couldn't finish it.
They couldn't finish it, yeah.
So your overall recommendation would be to incorporate a combination of plants and animals. And the other interesting thing that you said was that in your bed rest studies, you added leucine.
Yes.
And another way potentially to think about it is if you didn't want to eat 3 or 4 ounces of an animal-based product, you could potentially eat half of that and then add in, I typically recommend either a full essential amino acid mix because you do need all of the essential amino acids, or potentially even a branched chain supplement may be beneficial. But then again, you're also missing this food matrix.
Right. And those, they're hitting your bloodstream a lot more quickly than they would in a whole meal.
Well, okay, so what happens? What are your thoughts? The typical meal, a typical mixed meal would take about 2 hours.
Right.
What is the implication of a liquid meal, of a shake, or is there a potential downside to that robust amino acid response?
So I don't know if I can give you a really direct answer because we didn't look at muscle protein synthesis, but in that bed rest model, we did another arm. We did a lot of participants where we replaced all of the protein in the diet, most of the protein in the diet, with whey protein. So instead of giving them for breakfast, maybe you had fruit and pancakes and then a whey protein shake. And the other group would get pancakes, sausage, and the same fruit salad. So it was very matched in the content of the diet. It's just instead of getting, an animal-based protein, they would get whey protein. And we saw that just improving the quality of the protein in their diet using whey protein had an effect on it slowed the loss of muscle mass in those older adults, offering them high quality, because whey is pretty much the highest quality protein you can get. And so that was able to very, very partially protect the loss of muscle.
And what dose was it?
It was this, we just replaced the protein. So it was 0.9.
Okay. So probably 1 scoop of.
Yeah. Something probably 20 grams or so.
Easy.
Super easy.
Super easy.
And so if that's a concern for someone who's like, hey, I'm really struggling to get protein in their diet, I don't personally use protein supplements right now, but I've thought
You
about
have 5 kids, you're eating off their plate.
I
know how it
pretty
goes.
much I really
Did this fall on the floor? No, it's totally fine.
I'm a
We're
super
good.
taster. I did one of those studies.
are?
Yeah, where they like painted your tongue. And so I can taste a lot of whey very easily, and it kind of has a bitter taste to me. So the taste of it's kind of off-putting. But for those of you who like whey protein, it's really a great place to start. So.